Right now, while you're watching this, a countdown is running on your purchase, and when it hits 0, you lose $3,000 you don't owe, and a permanent file with your name gets locked forever. Most people never know this clock exists. By the end, you'll know exactly what's happening in those 72 hours, why it matters more than the deal itself, and the 4-step sequence that stops it, but only if you're still inside the window. Someone is celebrating a number with your name on it. $6,400. Your money. Their commission. This happened 17 minutes ago, while you were choosing a parking spot. 3 people in a windowless room just calculated how much of your future they extracted. You already paid them. Your taillights have not even cleared the lot. You are on the highway. The smell of the new car is still sharp in your lungs. Back at the building you just left, the scorekeeper is opening your file. He is reading one number, the gross profit. The scorekeeper runs his finger down the page. He stops. He smiles. The report builder who shook your hand is standing to his left. The rate gambler who walked you through the paperwork is leaning against the wall. $6,400. This is called grossing, and what I'm about to show you runs deeper than this single number. Grossing is not a mistake. It is a verb. It means they extracted the maximum possible margin without you walking. They held firm. They bumped the numbers where you were not looking. The handshake was confirmation. You paid full freight. The folder contains 3 extraction points, 3 separate profit centers running simultaneously. You thought you were negotiating 1 deal, you were funding 3. Hold on to this structure, it matters for what comes next. First layer, the margin keeper. They know what the vehicle cost them. Invoice price, dealer holdback, factory incentives, rebates they will never mention. The vehicle cost them $32,000. You signed at $39,500. That's $7,500 in their pocket. But you negotiated down from $41. You feel like you won. The margin keeper started at $41, knowing you would land at $39. The margin was always $7,500. Second layer, the interest farmer. You think the bank sets your rate. Wrong. The bank gives them a buy rate, let's say 5%. They contract you at 7.8. That gap, it's called the spread. On a typical loan, that spread puts an extra $4,000 in their pocket. Pure profit. Hidden in your monthly payment, you will never see the original buy rate. The interest farmer does not need to justify the markup. You already said yes. Watch what happens next. Third layer, the appraiser. This is the person who walked around your trade vehicle with a clipboard. They took notes, pointed at the tires, the paint, the minor door ding. They came back inside, said, the best we can do is 11,000. You expected 13. You counter at 12. They meet you at 11.5. You shake hands. Your vehicle is worth 23,000. Market value, they know this. Stop. Rewind that number. 23,000. They offered 11. You countered 12. Here is what you missed. They were never negotiating. They were testing how little you knew. Your trade sits in their back lot for 4 days. $75 in labor, $50 in materials, wash, vacuum, price sticker. $21,900. 3 weeks later, it sold for $21,000. Net gain, $9,500. Time invested, 45 minutes with a clipboard. This is information asymmetry weaponized. You trusted the clipboard. The clipboard is a theater. They already knew 23,000 was the floor. They offered 11 because you came in with hope. Hope is expensive. Ignorance is a margin multiplier. The scorekeeper is adding the 3 layers, 7,500, interest, 4,200, trade, 9,500. Total gross profit, $21,200. You get a monthly payment that takes 51 months of payments just to cover their margin. The handshake. Congratulations. None of it was about the vehicle. It was about the extraction. You are a yield optimization event. Your file will stay in that system when you return in 3 years. 4 years. 5 years. The scorekeeper will pull it again. They will see how you negotiated, what you missed, and they will adjust, but this is not the deepest cut. The next one happens while you sleep. The financing is not real, the number you signed, the monthly obligation, none of it is locked. The deal has not even been submitted. You are in your driveway, taking photos. The vehicle is yours, legally, temporarily. Your paperwork is sitting in a drawer, unsubmitted. The rate gambler has not sent it to any lender. They are waiting. This is called spot delivery, legal in 47 states. The rate gambler makes an educated guess based on your credit score, your income, your debt ratio. They contract you at a rate they think will get approved, but with a cushion built in. You sign, you leave. They wait until morning. Why? Because if the rate comes back higher, they want you to have 1 full night of ownership before they call you back. 1 night of emotional investment, 1 night of falling in love. This matters more than it seems. Morning comes, they submit your file. Here's where it gets surgical. Scenario 1. The lender comes back lower than what you signed for. Let's say you signed at 8%. The bank approves you at 5.5%. Do you think they call you? Do you think they retract you at a lower rate? The track record says no, they stick with 8. That gap 2.5 points becomes what's called a reserve. Over the life of your loan, that reserve is worth about $3,000. That money goes to the dealership, not to you. This is legal. The reserve is disclosed in the fine print. Page 4. Paragraph 6, subsection C. You signed it, you did not read it, the rate gambler knows no one reads it. Scenario 2, but what if the rate comes back higher? What if the lender approves you at 9.4 instead of the 8 you signed for? You get a phone call, not from the rate gambler, from the report builder, the person you trust. Day 2, they say, hey, quick thing, we need you to come back in. One more form, nothing major. You come back. The rate gambler is apologetic. The bank came back higher, nothing we can do. Your rate is now 9.4. Your payment jumps from $628 to $711. $83 more every month for 6 years. That's an extra $6,000 you didn't agree to. You cannot renegotiate. You already posted the vehicle. Your family has seen it. Your children are attached. You have invested 24 hours of emotional equity. Walking away now costs more than $83 a month. This is why they waited. This is why they used the report builder. Emotional leverage compounds by the hour. The statistical curve is brutal. 87% of spot delivery customers who get called back accept the higher rate. 13% walk. The odds favor the house. If you just bought a vehicle in the last 72 hours, pull your contract. Look at the rate. Call your bank. Ask them what rate you actually qualified for. If there is a gap, you just found the reserve. But even if your rate holds, there is a 72-hour window where they are watching you, waiting for you to forget something. And here's where the clock becomes critical. They are counting hours, 72 of them. If you do not act within this window, they keep $3,000 you do not owe. This is architectural. You are 3 days into ownership. The vehicle feels normal now. You are thinking about floor mats, where to get it serviced. You are not thinking about the products you signed for in the finance office, extended coverage, paint protection, theft deterrent. The rate gambler told you they were included or necessary. You were in that office for 42 minutes and you just wanted to leave. The timer is thinking about these products. The timer is a metric that tracks cancellation requests by day. Day 1, 18% of customers call to cancel. Day 2, 11%. Day 3, 6%. Day 4, 2%. Day 7, 0.4%. If you make it past day 3 without calling, the probability drops to near 0. This is behavioral design. Pay attention. Every product sold in that finance office is cancelable. The extended coverage, the gap protection, the paint treatment, the theft system, all of them. You were not told this. The disclosure is on page 9 of the contract. 8-point font. You did not read page 9. The extended coverage package you bought for $2,900, the dealership paid $750 for that contract. They marked it up $2,150. If you cancel in the first 10 days, the underwriter refunds the full $2,900 to your loan. The dealership eats the cost. The rate gambler gets charged back. The commission they already received gets deducted from their next paycheck. This is why the rapport builder calls you on day 2. The call sounds like this. Hey, just checking in. How is the vehicle running? Oh, great. You are going to get a survey from us. Hope we earned all 10s. By the way, if you have any questions about the coverage, let me know. This is not customer service. This is reconnaissance. The call gets logged, the timer updates. If you sound uncertain, the scorekeeper gets notified. Even if you call to cancel, the process is designed to wear you down. You call, you ask to cancel, they say, no problem, come on in. Sign the form. You come in, you sign the form. The form sits on a desk. Week 2, the refund has not been posted. You call back, still processing. Give it another week. Week 3, let me check on that. I will call you back. They do not call you back. Week 4, you forget. The cancellation form is a delay mechanism. Cancellation requests that get stalled past 2 weeks have an 81% abandonment rate. The dealership does not have to deny your request. They just have to slow it down. If you bought add-on products in the last 72 hours, pull your contract. Find the cancellation clause, call the dealership, tell them you want to cancel, go in person, sign the form. Photograph the form. Email yourself a copy. Follow up every 7 days. If they stall past week 2, find the underwriter number on the product contract. Call them directly. The underwriter will contact the dealership. This creates accountability. The 72-hour window is not about giving you time to decide. It is about giving you time to forget. The timer is counting on your exhaustion, and statistically, the timer wins. But the 72-hour window is not the longest con. Remember those 3 extraction layers from the beginning? They were just the opening move. There is a database entry with your name. Right now, being built. It contains your negotiation ceiling, your emotional triggers, your product purchase history. And here's what makes it dangerous. When you walk back into any dealership in their network 3 years from now, 5 years from now, this file gets pulled, and they will use every single data point against you. You are gone. You are home. Driving your vehicle to work, to the store. You are not thinking about the dealership. The dealership is thinking about you. The profiler is conducting an interview, not with you, with the people who sold to you. The scorekeeper asks 5 questions. Did they focus on payment or price? Did they research their trade? Did they negotiate or fold? Did they buy products? Did they ask about rate breakdowns? The rapport builder answers all 5 in 90 seconds. The rate gambler confirms the pattern. Monthly payment focus. No rate questions. No financing alternatives. Add-on products purchased $4,100. The profile is complete. You are now tagged high yield. This matters because the file connects to something immediate, something financial. When you return, they pull this profile, and the first thing that changes is your trade-in offer. If you didn't research last time, they drop their opening offer by $3,000. If you didn't negotiate, they pad the vehicle price by $2,000. If you bought products without asking questions, they add another $1,500 in the finance office. That's $6,500 in additional extraction, all triggered by data from your last visit. This is not theoretical surveillance. This is a pricing strategy based on your permanent record. The system tracks more than you. It tracks your family. If you brought your spouse last time, they are in the system. If you brought your parents, they are in the system. The CRM cross-references relationships, builds family trees, tracks generational patterns. If your father bought from this dealership in 1998 and you bought in 2018, the system shows your family has a 42% probability of returning, that your family does not negotiate aggressively, that your family buys add-on products at a 73% rate. This is CRM functionality. If you have bought from the same dealership twice, your profile is mature. 2 data points, 2 transactions, 2 behavior patterns. This is enough to predict your 3rd transaction with 81% accuracy. You are not walking into a negotiation. You are walking into a pre-built strategy designed around your documented weaknesses. Monday morning, sales meeting. The scorekeeper stands at the front of the room. 12 salespeople, 3 finance managers. The scorekeeper projects a deal summary on the screen. No name, just numbers. Vehicle sold, 41,000. Trade value, 18,000 actual. Trade offer, 11,000. The customer accepted. Front gross, 6,800. Back gross, 5,200. Total gross, 12,000. The room applauds. This is how you hold gross. This is how you rip a trade. Your transaction just became training material. The next 30 customers will face a refined version of what you experienced. The questions that worked on you. The objections you did not raise. The products you bought. All of it gets packaged, taught, replicated. You are a case study. Your pattern is profitable, and patterns can be repeated. Every technique I just showed you feeds this file. Every gap you missed gets documented. Every product you bought gets logged. And when the 72-hour window closes, this profile becomes permanent. That's the countdown. Not just the 3,000 in cancelable products, not just the rate verification window, the entire record of how they extracted from you, locked, weaponized, waiting for your return. Everything I just showed you, the 3 layers, the spot delivery, the timer, the permanent file, they all lead to one question. What do? If you are in the 72-hour window, here is what happens next. Remember at the start when I said a 72-hour countdown is running, and when it hits 0, you lose $3,000 and a permanent file gets locked? Here is exactly what that countdown controls and how to stop it. You have 24 hours to execute this. If you are on day 3, you still have time. If you are on day 6, it gets harder. You think checking paperwork is paranoid. The dealership thinks it is catastrophic. Documentation is the only weapon they cannot neutralize. Pull out every page you signed. Spread them on a table. You are looking for discrepancies between what you were told and what you signed. Start with the purchase price. Look at the buyer's order, the final contract. Do the numbers match? The breakdown, the vehicle price, the trade value, the taxes, the fees. I have seen the verbal agreement at $37,500. The contract showed $38,200. $700 hidden in fine print. This is fraud. But you have to catch it. Next, the interest rate. Find the APR. Is it what you agreed to verbally? I have seen the verbal agreement at 6.9%. The contract showed 7.5%. That half point difference? Over 6 years? It costs you about $1,300. 3 months of your payment. Next, the add-on products. Look at the itemized list. Extended coverage, gap insurance, theft protection, paint treatment, fabric shield, maintenance plans. Do you remember agreeing to all of these, or did the rate gambler bundle them? Add up each line item. I have seen packages sold for $5,000 when the customer thought they were buying one product for $1,500. If you find any discrepancy, you have leverage. Call the dealership, ask for the scorekeeper. Tell them, I found a discrepancy. The number I agreed to was X. The contract shows Y. I need this corrected. Do not ask. Tell them. Most of the time, they will fix it. Because the alternative is you filing a complaint, leaving a review, calling the state attorney general. Do not wait. Today, right now, call your bank, your credit union. Tell them, I just financed a vehicle at X%. Can you match or beat this rate? If they say yes, refinance immediately. The rate gambler told you to wait. This is a lie. They are protecting their commission. If you refinance in the first 90 days, they get charged back. If you bought add-on products, extended coverage, gap, paint protection, theft systems, decide right now if you actually need them. Most people do not. Most of these products are redundant. Your car already has a factory warranty. Your insurance already covers the gap. If you decide you do not need them, go to the dealership. In person, not tomorrow, today. Do not call, do not email, tell them, I want to cancel these products. Sign the cancellation form. Before you leave, pull out your phone. Take a photo of the signed form, front and back. Email the photo to yourself, right there. This creates a time-stamped record. Then follow up. 7 days later, call. Has my cancellation been processed? Still processing. I will call back in 7 days. If they stall past 2 weeks, bypass them. Find the underwriter number on the product contract. Call that number. I canceled this product on this date. The dealership has not processed it. Can you help? The underwriter will contact the dealership. This forces action. If you find fraud, if numbers were changed, if you were lied to, 3 steps. First, contact your state attorney general, auto fraud division, file a report. Online, your report goes on record. If the dealership has multiple reports, they get flagged. Second, file with the Better Business Bureau. These complaints are public, permanent. Third, leave detailed reviews. Search engines, social platforms, review sites. On this date, I bought this vehicle. This person told me X, the contract showed Y, I was charged with Z without consent. Details warn others. In extreme cases, contact the owner of the dealership. Provide documentation, ask for the deal to be unwound. This has been done. I have seen deals unwound because the exposure risk is greater than the profit. But you need proof. Emotion does not work. Evidence does. Documentation is the only language they fear. The 72-hour window I opened with? That was the timer. The countdown tracking when you'll forget to cancel those $3,000 in products. The permanent file, that was the CRM profile being built from the 3 extraction layers, margin, interest, trade, that I showed you at the start. Every piece was built to this. Your 4-step defense has to happen inside that window or the system wins. Your best defense is not hoping they are honest. It is becoming expensive to deceive. Every person who watches this costs them a $10,000 sale. Every share is a $10,000 loss. Every comment warning others is $10,000 they will never extract. The dealership is not your enemy. The system is. And the system runs on one fuel: your silence, your exhaustion, your willingness to believe the deal is done when you drive off. It is never done. Your file remains permanent, weaponized, waiting. If this saves you money, subscribe. The next video drops in 3 days. I will show you the exact questions they use to profile you before you even sit down, the phrasing, the tells, the traps. Share this with anyone buying a vehicle in the next 90 days. Comment below if you caught something in your contract. I read every one. Your story warns the next person. The system only works when you stay quiet. Do not stay quiet.